have used that. But for the very first time, you are just seeing it in the statement form. Okay, what I'm talking about, we will be discussing it over there. Okay, let's start with polynomial. Here we will be having detailed discussion of this chapter. Okay, starting from very basic until the level of question which do come in exam. So yeah, let's continue. So at first, in your previous class, you have learned what is polynomial. The first thing first, what is polynomial? So do you know when we are having any polynomial, when I am saying, then by default we are talking about polynomial in one variable. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay, even if it is written in the book or not written, even if I am mentioning it or not, polynomial means polynomial in one variable. Now, one by one, I'm helping you recalling all those concepts. First thing first, identification of polynomial you have learned, right? How to identify whether the given expression is polynomial or not, right? Right.
Yes, ma'am.
If I am giving one of the example, let's say 1 by root x, okay, plus 8x square plus 22. Is it a polynomial? Is it a polynomial?
No,
Yes, Ryan and Umar.
not a problem.
It is a polynomial. Yes, Ryan. Is it a
No,
polynomial?
Yes.
Yes.
no,
You said yes or no.
no.
Okay, no, you are saying. Umar, you said no, right? Yeah. Okay, it is not a polynomial. Why? Because one and only one criteria is there for polynomial, that variable's exponent has to be a whole number. Variables, each and every variable's exponent has to be a whole number. Whole number start from 0. Okay, all the counting number is starting from 0. These are whole number. Now here we can clearly see that if we will take out this, okay, this x can be written as root x, can be written as x to the power 1 by 2. Law of exponent says we can write it this way, right? Yes or no? Do you know that? And when we will be taking it in the numerator part, okay, it will still, it is okay, 1 by 2 is not a whole number, but when you will be taking it in the numerator, okay, then also it will be minus 1 by 2, and again it's not a whole number. Okay, that's why this is not a polynomial. So this one you have learned already in the previous class. I'll not give that much time to this part. Next, you have learned how to identify degree of the polynomial, right?
Yes.
Right. Degree of the polynomial, when I am say, if I am giving you a polynomial, let's say, for example, I am writing here 2, just 2. What is the degree of this polynomial?
2.
1.
1. Okay, let's, yeah, what? Let's see. This is a polynomial, right? Having degree 0. Why 0? Because we are taking it as a 2x to the power 0. Why x to the power 0 we are writing over here? Because we know, okay, anything, we know there was a law of exponent. Law of exponent which says that anything having power 0 is 1, right? Anything having power 0 is 1. Anything having power 0 is 1. Anything having power 0 is 1. So if you know that, okay, then we can say 2 means 2 into 1. And this can be written as 2 into x to the power 0. And this means we can write it as 2x to the power 0 as well. That means since we cannot see any variable with the given example, this example, we cannot see any variable over here. Hence, the degree is 0. No variable, degree 0. No variable, degree 0. These are the steps which I am showing to you, but you don't have to do it. Just the understanding is required. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When the degree will be 1, that also let's discuss it. Okay, that day I was taking class of one of the student, and a student was not ready to accept that here the degree is not 1. Okay, then I asked that what about this example, if we are having 5x or maybe 2x plus 3, what is the degree of this polynomial then? So yeah, what is the degree of this polynomial, Ryan and Umair?
1.
1.
Here degree is 1, because what is the highest power of the variable? That is 1 over
1.
here. 1. See, if I am saying anything having power 0, clearly you should think it this way, that that particular thing doesn't exist. Even if you can see, okay, it doesn't exist. If the power is 0, it doesn't exist. Okay. So if I am saying a plus b to the power 0, we can, our eyes can see a plus b over here, but our mind knows that power 0 means it doesn't exist. Okay, the result will be 1. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
But if you will see a plus b and I'm not writing any power over here, then you should understand a plus b means, okay, it exists. Power is, even if we cannot see the power, power is 1. Exponent is 1. It exists. Got it?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the basics which you need to know. Degree of the polynomial is 1 over here. Degree 2 polynomial will look like, yeah, on the basis of degree of the polynomial, you also know the name of the polynomial. So the first, when the degree is 0, it's called
Lead.
0 polynomial or constant polynomial. You know that, right? If anywhere in your question it will be written that there exists a 0 polynomial, you are not going to get confused, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's called 0 or constant polynomial. Here you won't be able to see any variable. Okay, and directly you can say the degree over here is 0. On the other side, I have written a degree 1 polynomial called a linear polynomial. Degree 2 polynomial is called
1.
okay, quadratic polynomial. Okay, when we are having degree 2 polynomial, the standard form, okay, so far you are familiar with the standard form of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. This is called degree 2 polynomial and the name is quadratic polynomial. Degree 3 polynomial is called,
Cubic polynomial.
yeah, 8x cube plus 7x square plus 5x plus 2. This is the standard form of cubic polynomial. See, standard form of cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. And here also I will write that a must not be 0, because that is giving the name, that is cubic polynomial. Other terms are present or not present, doesn't matter. Okay, but this a has to be there, it must not be 0. Getting it, Umair and
Yes,
Rayan?
ma'am.
Any confusion, Umair?
No.
No. Let's move. Now the general or the standard form of quartic polynomial, till here you need to know only. Okay, quartic polynomial, again I'm going to write usually. Okay, if the polynomial, we are we are talking about polynomial, we will be taking a standard format which will be arranged. But In your question, it can be given in any way, not so arranged way. So your cubic polynomial can look like 2x plus 5x cube. That's it. You can see 2x plus 5x cube, okay, which is not arranged, right? But in general, this is the standard way of taking it, okay? Quartic polynomial is standard form. If any way in your MCQ question, it says, what is the standard form of quartic polynomial or what is the standard form of cubic polynomial? You know that, okay, quartic means degree 4, ax to the power 4, b x cube, c x square, d x plus e. This is standard form. You will also be able to write by yourself, yes or no, where a
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
be 0. A can't be 0 because we are talking about degree 4 polynomial. So that degree 4 must be there. Okay. This A can be negative, positive, anything, but not 0. Okay. Now in class 9, you have also learned 0 of the polynomial, which is really important over here. Okay. We will be having the next few minutes. We are going to talk about just zeros of the polynomial. Let's start. So if I am giving you zeros of polynomial, if I am giving you an example, suppose a polynomial is here, that is x plus 4. What is 0 of this polynomial? Yes, Umar and Ryan, anyone? X plus 4,
-4.
minus 4. Okay, and do you understand also in this manner? Yeah, it is perfect. Okay, it has to be minus 4. Okay, x equals to minus 4 is the 0 of the above polynomial. But do you understand this in this manner as well, that x value minus 4, when we will substitute over here, when we will substitute at the place of x minus 4, then this whole polynomial's answer, the whole simplification will become 0, and such x value is called the 0 of the polynomial. Do you understand in this manner also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand that. Okay, and the way you have found, that is the process of finding 0. Now in this chapter, quadratic polynomial also will be given to you, that find the 0 of the given quadratic polynomial. And the process is same. If I am writing a quadratic polynomial, let me take one example. Px is, suppose our polynomial Px is x square. This is a polynomial, right? A quadratic polynomial, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the 0 of this polynomial? Please tell me. Take your time and tell me.
-4 and -8.
Are you getting the same, Umar?
No.
Right? Okay, take your time. Finish it and tell me.
-8 and -2.
Yeah. So these two are the zeros of the given polynomial. So one more thing I must add over here, when we are solving a linear polynomial, okay, there will be 1 0 for linear polynomial. Okay. When we are solving a quadratic polynomial, there will be maximum, okay, at most it will have 2 zeros. So the chances are 2 zeros, okay, 1 0 or no zero. Okay, I can give you example of all of them. Here you can see two distinct zeros are there. Okay, this is the case where we are having two distinct, that means different zeros we have got. Okay, another example, if I would add, suppose we are having 4x square plus 25, and here 20x. So you can see, if you can see, like you can do is splitting the middle term over here, or you can solve it another way as well. So basically, if you will apply the method of splitting the middle term, you are going to get 4x square. Okay, 25 into 4 is 100. Okay, 25 into 4 is 100. And we are thinking what are the two numbers which can be taken, which will give us 20, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me check what are the two numbers which will give 100 and added together will be 20. 5, no, 5, yeah, 5 2 times 10, yeah, okay, 5 into 20. Wait, but if we will do the subtraction, we will end up getting 15, not 20. Let me check the example if
10
I
and
have,
10.
yeah,
10 and
yes, Uman, you said, right?
yeah, 10 and 10x plus 10x.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, 10, 10, 20. 10, 10, 20 we are getting, and this is working over here. So we can take 10x, we can take 10x, and we can take 25. Now we can see splitting the middle term is possible over here. We can take common 2 over here, and we'll be having 2x. 2x we will take common, and we'll be having 2x plus 5. Here also we will take 5 common, and we'll be having 2x plus 5. And if these two brackets are same, we are on the right track. We are getting 2x plus 5 and 2x plus 5, but so far we have just done the factorization. 0 we have to find, then we will take is equal to 0, and we will try finding x value, that is negative 5 by 2, and x is negative 5 by 2, right?
Mm.
We can do it other way as well. Okay, 4x square can be written as 2x complete square. 25 can be written as 5 square. And 2ab, okay, 2 into first term into next term we can do, and we are getting 20. You can see it. So by using the identity, it is 2x plus 5 whole square, right? That means 2x plus 5 multiplied with 2x plus 5. This is the quadratic polynomial. We are finding the 0, that means is equals to 0 we will take, and we will be getting the same x value. So far, any confusion?
No.
Okay, so these are
And
the
how
values.
in the middle,
Yeah,
how is it 2x, 2 into 2x plus 5?
we will be taking, yes, Umar,
The second one,
wherever you are having confusion, okay, please tell me quickly. I'll
the
explain
second
it
one,
over here.
the second one, I mean,
2x plus 5 is equals to 0 we are taking. That means 2x is equals to 0 minus 5. That means minus 5, right?
No, ma'am. This one, the second one.
The second one? Okay.
This
This is
one.
a formula. Can you see? X
Yes.
plus
But
y
the
whole.
middle one,
Your voice is not clear. Can you please repeat?
2x plus square plus 2 into 2x. I will take my part.
Just a moment. No, let me use my headphone. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. That 2x square plus 2 into 2x into 5. I didn't get how that 2 into 2x plus 5 into 5.
Okay. So whenever we are trying to create an identity, when we are having this type of expression, Omar, and when you are trying to create an identity, you will see two terms are there which are perfect square, yes or no. So yes, we can see 4x square can be written as this one. 25 can be written as this one. And now we are able to recall a formula, that is x plus y whole square is equals to x square plus 2xy plus y square. So we identified over here that our x square is 2x whole square. Our y square is 5 square. Now this 2ab we are writing by ourselves, not from the question. By ourselves we are writing. So we are writing 2 into x means the first term, this. Into y means the last term, this. And then we are checking that in our question, this all multiplied together is what? 5 into 2, 10. 10 into 2, 20. 20 into x, 20x. We will be checking in our question, 20x is present or not. Is it making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the other way of doing the factorization. Whenever this square type of term you will see anytime, let me make it clear. Okay. If you are having, suppose if you are having, let me take few examples. So if your example looks like this, if your example look like this, okay, and this is if you are trying to use the identity, not in this chapter, anywhere, okay, if you are trying to use the identity, the formula which you have learned in the previous class, the formula is x plus y whole square is equals to x square plus 2xy plus y square, or maybe the other formula is x minus y whole square. Here also we are having x square plus y square minus 2xy, right? You both know this formula, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what we will do, we will think that this 4 can be written as 2 square. This 5z, okay, it doesn't looks like a perfect square number to us. But since we can see root 5 over here, so we will think if we can write root 5z whole square. Getting it?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now 2ab we will write by ourselves. Okay, be careful. You are not going to see this one. You don't know what is there. You will be writing by yourself. So 2 into x. X means the first term. That means this one. Y. That means the last term. This one. And you will do the multiplication in the rough space. That what is it? So 2 into 2, 4. 4 into root 5. 4 root 5 z. Now you will get back to your question. And you will see, is that the same term present over there? So can you see it is the same term? Getting
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay. That means we have broken We have broken it only. If you will keep on looking at it and you will think how to break it, how to break it, how to break it, there is a chance you will end up getting confused. Better to solve this type of formula based question if you want to use the formula for doing the factorization. Let me clear it. You both understand Hindi? Okay, Ryan, you understand. Umar, you understand Hindi as well?
Bit.
Okay, little bit. Okay, then I'm not using. So here I'm trying to say that if we want to do the factorization and if you want to use this method, okay, splitting the middle term, that you can use, or maybe this method you can use. In this method, you have to just check that do you have two terms which are perfect, completely square you can write. Okay, then
Yes.
quick, you can check in the rough part that the first term is square, the last term is square, and 2 into x into y. Are you able to make it by yourself? You are making, not by looking at the question. And then you are checking that that particular term is present in the question or not. Is it making sense to both of you?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
that means we are done. We are done. We can say that this is the formula for root 5z plus 2 whole square. Clear?
Yes.
If you will keep on thinking that how to split this one, okay, for when you are using this identity, and then you are thinking how to split this one in the form of 2 into a into b, let me tell you, it will confuse you. Okay, so this is the best way to deal with this type of factorization. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Umar, any confusion?
Normal.
So this question we could have done this way as well. As you can see, I am repeating the same. This question, the question I have given, you only told me, okay, that 10 into 10 will be there. 100 can be written as 10 into 10. Splitting the middle term was giving us answer. But we just thought to do it by using the second method also. Okay, second method says that always this second method will not work. Let me tell you. Okay, here it is working, but always it will not work. So second method says that the first term, that is complete square, if you can write it. The last term complete square, if you can write it. Then try creating 2ab by yourself or 2xy by yourself, and if that matches with the question's middle term or one of the terms, then you are done. Now you can use the formula to write the final answer, that is 2x plus 5 whole square. That means 2x plus 5 into 2x plus 5. Okay, and that is equals to 0. That means x value is this and the x value is the same. This is the scenario when we are saying there is one and only one solution we have got. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
These two x values are exactly same. Okay, two times we have got the same value. So here we are going to say that this quadratic polynomial, the above quadratic polynomial, has 1 0. That is x equals to negative 5 by 2. In quadratic equation chapter, I'll be teaching you this concept again. And there you will be saying that here you are having two same zeros. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this one we will be using in quadratic equation chapter. That same zero, not same zero, or whatever. Here we will see. Okay, here we can see that two zeros we have got, that's fine, but both are same. So we will be treating it as a 1 0. Okay. And the last example of quadratic equation is there will be no zero at all. So if I will write 5x square, okay, if I will write plus 8x, and if I'll write plus 1, let me change it. Yeah, this is a quadratic equation which you won't be able to solve by using the method of factorization. You won't be able to split it. Okay, and this is the case where we will say that it has no zeros. Okay, so these are the cases for quadratic equation. Now, I mean for quadratic polynomial. This is quadratic polynomial. Now, the graph of quadratic polynomial will look like this, which is called a parabola. Umar, you know that, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Ryan. You should note it down that whenever we will be plotting the graph of quadratic polynomial, it will be a shape like this, a U shape, which is a parabola. If you have seen a cricket match, okay, you must have seen the path of the ball. The traces is like this. Have you noticed that the path of the ball, that it traces like this? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
That path is having a name that's called parabola. In our mathematics, in our real world, when we will be plotting the graph of this quadratic polynomial, we will be getting this type of shape, and this type of shape is called parabola. Okay, just you need to know the name. Tracing, graphing part is not here. Okay, just little bit understanding of the graph. Now this is called upward facing parabola. This U is facing in the upper direction. Okay, so we will be calling it upward facing parabola. We will be getting this upward facing parabola when coefficient of x square, this a is bigger than 0. That means a positive number. If your a is a positive number, Rayan and Umar, our graph will be upward facing parabola. If it will be a negative number, I can show you the same in this with the help of software as well. If you will be having minus 5x square, then the same thing, plus 2x plus 1, it will be downward facing parabola. So we say that when a is bigger than 0, upward facing parabola. When a is smaller than 0, that means negative number. Okay, we will be getting downward facing parabola. A little bit of theory, which while solving the question, you don't need this theory. Okay, but maybe in MCQ question, they can ask. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Since we are discussing about the zero of the polynomial, okay, so for linear polynomial, when you will trace the graph, if you are having a linear polynomial, let's say you are having 2x plus 5, okay, so it will be a straight line. If your polynomial p of x is this one, okay, tracing the graph you will be learning in the next chapter. That time you can write your polynomial as y is equals to 2x plus 5, and then you can plot the graph. So basically it will show a straight line to you like this, and hence the name linear. This linear name came from, since we are getting a straight line. Whenever degree 1 polynomial, okay, degree 1 polynomial we will be plotting, it will always be a straight line, and hence the name linear. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, now one more thing, just a second, this graph is not appropriate. It will look like this. Now one more thing here, what is the zero of this polynomial? Please tell me. X equals to, please tell me.
Minus 5 over
Minus 5 over 2, which is minus 2 times 4, 2.5. Okay, so here this is the 0, minus 2.5, Actually, zero means where exactly. See, I am going to say really important concept over here. Till now, we have done the discussion of okay, all the thing which you needs to know. But from now, okay, whatever we'll be discussing, it will be needed for solving the question. So zero means where exactly the graph is touching the x-axis. Our graph is touching the x-axis. At which point? That point is called the zero of the polynomial. Getting it?
Yes.
Okay. Next, if we are having a quadratic polynomial, then as I said, there will be three cases where you will be having two zeros, you will be having only one zero, and you will be having no zero. When you will be having two zeros, your graph will look like this, touching or intersecting the x-axis at 2 points. These two are the zeros of the polynomial. Getting it?
Mm.
When you will be having 1 0, your graph will look like this. Strictly touching it at one and only 1 point. My graph is not that accurate. Okay, it may look like that it is touching for so many other points as well. Okay, for this point also, this point, like this point also, but be careful, this is not that accurate. It is touching at one and only 1 point. That's what I'm trying to show over here. And this is the case of 1 0. The graph will look like this. Getting it? Getting it, Umar
Yes, ma'am.
and Ryan? And no zero, your graph will look like this. It will not touch x-axis. So from now onward, just paste it in your mind, register it in your mind. Okay, that zero means wherever the graph is intersecting the x-axis. Okay, if our graph, if for example, I will draw a graph, not of linear polynomial, not of quadratic, any random graph, if I will draw like this, and I will ask you how many zeros are there. So you will take a pause and you will see all the point where the graph is intersecting the x-axis. So 1 0, another 0, x-axis, again and again I'm repeating x-axis, y-axis no, okay, x-axis, another 0, another 0. So how many zeros are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 zeros over here. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
If I will give you the points as well, that here -2 is there, here suppose 3 is there, here suppose 8 is there, and here suppose 15 is there, and if I will ask you what are those 4 zeros are there, total number of zeros are 4, what are those zeros? So you will say that x value is -2, x value is 3, x value is 8, and x value is 15. These are the values for the zeros. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is how we will identify the zero from here. Again, I am repeating, we don't have to see the y-axis. We will be focusing only on x-axis. Okay, if our graph looks like this, the number of zero means the graph is touching or intersecting the x-axis at how many points? So 1 point, another point, x-axis I am saying. So initially a student just okay can get confused with y-axis as well, but please don't get confused, x-axis only. So 1 2 3, total 3 zeros are there. Got it?
Yes,
Clear?
ma'am.
Now the questions. I'm going to share another screen where we will be solving questions which will be based on zeros. Okay, enough the concept we have discussed so far. You will be able to solve questions now. So the first question. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
First question. If x equals to minus 1 by 2, if x equals to minus 1 by 2 is a solution of the quadratic equation, find the value of, see, I'm going to replace it with few terminologies so that it will make sense. The solutions, the zeros, roots, these are the same terminology. These are synonymous words. Okay.
Okay.
So I am repeating: solution, zeros, roots, these all are just same thing. Okay. Solution means we are focusing on x value. Zeros means again we are trying to find x value. Okay. And roots means we are talking about the same x value. So whenever it will be written roots of the equation, please don't get confused. It is talking about solution only. Is it making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So x equals to minus 1 by 2 is solution of the quadratic equation. If it is solution of the quadratic equation, we can substitute this value at the place of x. Yes or no? Yes or no? It will satisfy this equation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then from there, we will be able to find the value of k, right? Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So solution, this type of question, we can keep it in the zeros based question. This is the zero, this is the solution. So we are just substituting it and we are finding the value of k. Next question. If 1 is one of the zero of the polynomial, can you see your polynomial? Can you see your polynomial? The second one, ax square. Okay, the polynomial is ax square minus 3 a minus 1 x minus 1. Both of you, okay, to both of you I have given the quadratic equation. Okay, little bit of the introduction class. So here if I will ask what is a, what is b, what is c, you will not get confused, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here it says that if 1 is one of the zero, then the value of a, zero means what? Zero means what? One of the example I have given that px is x plus 4 and you said that x equals to minus 4 is the zero. Okay. And then you only, okay, you both said that, yes, you understand that zero means this value once we will substitute, the result will be zero. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So if 1 is the zero, then once we will substitute at the place of x this 1 which is, okay, in question it is written that 1 is the zero, that means once we will substitute 1 the result has to be 0. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And we can take is equals to 0 by ourselves. Illogically we are not doing anything. If anybody will ask why you have taken other side 0, are you trying to create equation? So you will say that is okay, we ended up getting equation, but we are thinking that 0 means once we will put the value, the resultant will be 0. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 1 we will substitute over here, minus 1 we will be having over here. Now let's solve it. For a value, we are getting a into 1 square, that is a. We are getting minus 3a minus 1. Minus 1 is equals to 0. So a minus 3a plus 3 minus 1 is equals to 0. And can you see how beautifully we are going to get a value from here?
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is how you have to find the value of the unknown if one of the zero is given. If one of the zero is given, then we can put the value, we can compare it with 0. Okay, you are not memorizing the steps, you are understanding the steps. Okay, and we got a value as a, we can see here a value will be 0 minus 2 will
1.
be minus 2. A value will be 1, right? 1. We can see
Yes, ma'am.
1 is the option here. 1 is the correct option. Next, if 1 is a root of the equation, I said root, 0, solution. These are same thing. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So if 1 is the root of the equation, root of this equation, ay square plus ay plus 3. 1 is what? Root of this equation. That means 0 of this equation. Okay. And this one as well. Then AB is equals to, if 1 is the root or 1 is the solution, we can substitute 1 at the place of y. Okay. We can substitute 1 at the place of y. And is equals to 0 is there. Great. Okay. We can do so. If is equals to 0 will not be given, then what? If suppose this one is written in this format, ay square minus ay is equals to minus 3. And it says that 1 is the root. So understand this two scenario. Try to understand this two scenario. I will give you one of the equation, that is 2x square plus 5x is equals to 8. And I will say x equals to 5 is the root, or I will say it's the solution of the given equation. That means directly you can substitute at the place of x, you can substitute 5. What about the other side, RHS? That you need to keep as it is. Okay, 5 is the solution, means 5 will satisfy the equation. This x value will satisfy the equation. Satisfying means what? Satisfying means left hand side, right hand side is will be equal. So whatever is there on the right hand side, we will take it parallelly. And on the left hand side, at the place of x, we will substitute 5. Is it making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
is the first type of question. And the second type of question, I will frame like this. That there is
Then
a
roots,
polynomial. Yes?
then roots doesn't mean the zeros of polynomial.
Uh, can you repeat again, Umar?
Then isn't roots the zeros of polynomial?
Okay, if it says 0 of the polynomial,
No, isn't roots the zero of polynomial?
yeah, root means 0 of the polynomial, but you can see here the equation is given. Polynomial is not given. Okay, root and 0 are the same thing. But here equation is given. Okay, when say zeros, then a polynomial will be given to you. When they will just use this terminology 0, then a polynomial will be presented to you. And you will be taking is equals to 0 by yourself. That means this is the value which will make it 0. Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the two different scenario. Equation, see here we are discussing polynomials. And you understand in polynomial equality sign is not there. It's just an algebraic expression. Okay, it's just like algebraic expression. That's what we are discussing over here. If equation is given, better we will keep this type of question in another chapter, in quadratic equation chapter. But even if it is given over here, okay, because in your final question paper all the questions will be mixed up. So there are two types of scenario. Solutions means that point is lying on the graph, it will satisfy the equation. Okay, and 0, if one of the 0 is given, then you will, if I say that x equals to minus 5 is 0 of polynomial, then you will put minus 5 and you will compare it with 0. Getting it? one
Yes, ma'am.
last one last thing I must show you. Rayan, to you I was showing it yesterday. Umar, to you also I must show you, so that you will be having clarity. One last thing, just a moment. Can you see this screen?
Yes,
Can you see
Yes,
this
ma'am.
screen? If I am taking a equation that is 2x plus suppose 3 is equals to y. You can see the graph, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, instead of 5, instead of y, if I'll take suppose 8. Okay, no, not 8. Okay, let me take y. So here solution means what? Okay, solution means what? These all the points, the coordinate which you can see over here.
mm,
Can you see these all the coordinates?
yes,
How it is changing? These are all the solutions of this equation. Okay, if I'll take a
mm,
easier equation, now you will be able to see. Can you see 0 3? When x is 0, y is 3, left hand side and right hand side will be same.
mm,
That's called solution. Okay, when I will say 0 comma 3 is a solution, then directly you can put 0 at the place of x and 3 at the place of y, and you can compare left side right side, you will be getting same.
mm,
Getting it? Here only,
yes,
if I will write kx plus 3 is equals to y. Okay, write it in your notebook. I'm just saying it. If I will write kx plus 3 is equals to y, and I am saying 0 comma 3 is a solution, then you can put 0 at the place of x, 3 at the place of y, and you will be able to find the k value just by using the knowledge of solution. Making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you getting, Umar?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so solution